totally revolved around food, what I could eat, what I shouldn't eat, what I wanted to eat. I mean, so much of my mental bandwidth was taken up with thinking about food. It's very confusing because I have kidney disease and I had all these rules I was trying to follow. Don't eat this, don't eat that. And of course, the more they said I couldn't eat this, I wanted to eat it, even if it was a tomato or a potato or some crazy normal food. And so when Michelle's email first came in my box, I thought, oh no, I can't do this program. I've got all these restrictions. And I talked to Michelle and she said, no, no, this will work fine. And so as I got into the course, I realized that I'd been so programmed my whole life to think about food and weight and diet rules and medical rules and everything that I was paralyzed. I couldn't even make decisions about what I wanted to eat. And so as I got into the course, I realized that that's been the problem, is focusing on weight, focusing on the number on the scale. And I used to think if I wasn't weighing myself all the time, I would gain weight, and I couldn't trust myself with food. And what I've realized is this course has helped me trust myself and what I'm hungry for, what I love, and I can weigh that against what I need and what I want. I even went on a cruise in August, and that was just unthinkable because before I would have gone on a diet before the cruise to lose weight, gained weight on the cruise. And it's just a whole revolutionary way of thinking about my life. And it's freed up a lot of time to do something else, like try to learn Italian. And so I've been doing Italian lessons for 150 days now, even though I'm not going to Italy right now. I just keep doing it. So it's really been life changing. I used to avoid social situations because of the food. Like if people would invite me to go out to lunch or go to dinner or whatever, and I'd always find an excuse not to go because I didn't want to have to deal with whether I could eat the food and what people would think if I didn't eat anything. And so it's changed in that respect because now I can go out and have fun with friends, whereas before I was pretty much of a hermit when it came to eating. Before I never felt hungry because I was eating all the time. And so when I didn't feel hungry, I didn't really have a stop switch. And so this program has helped me get more in touch with my body signals that say, you're hungry now. And then I make a decision about what I want to eat. And then when I'm eating, most of the time I'm in touch with how satisfied I am. Not necessarily full, but satisfied. And I never used to be able to leave food on my plate. And 9 out of 10, when I go to a restaurant, I don't finish things. And I don't obsess about whether I'm wasting money. Sometimes I take it home in a box, and if I wasn't enjoying it that much, I just leave it on my plate. But that was unheard of before because you paid for it, you eat it, Children are starving in China. Well, one thing I began to be aware of is every time I went to the doctor, they had me step on the scale. And so that put me in the mode of caring about my weight, which is not what I wanted to be doing. And so sometimes I say I don't want to be weighed, or I turn around on the scale, or I say, why is it necessary to weigh me? But I'm just challenging the idea that I have to be weighed. I mean, I go to 3 doctors in a week maybe, and they're all weighing me, and it's ridiculous. It's just baloney. It's just a game. My particular challenge is kind of measured against blood tests. And so I can see how my kidneys are reacting to what I'm eating. For example, I ate a lot of beef one weekend and my function on my kidneys went down. So mentally I say, okay, don't eat beef. But if somebody told me not to eat beef, I would say, I'm going to eat beef. You know what I mean? But I had the data and I could make my own decision, And so some of the other things will get revealed on blood tests. But if everything is in the normal parameters, then I say, okay, I can eat tomatoes or I can eat potatoes or whatever. I just am conscious of what that does. And I was so rigid that I made myself crazy trying to do everything. I would say I wish I did it 60 years ago. I mean, I'm 74 now, and I've been doing this since I was 14. When I went to Weight Watchers when it first started, and they told me I was overweight, which is BS. And so my whole life, I've been operating with that voice in my head. I wish I had discovered this many years ago. Well, my husband was alive, actually, so he could have enjoyed me being more relaxed. Every time we wanted to go on vacation, I would just be all nervous about the food and everything. And, he never knew me this way. So that's a regret I have. It's so well worth the money you spend. It'll just be life changing for you. If my husband had been alive, I would have asked his permission to take the course, and he would have said, oh, you've done everything under the sun and nothing's helped, and I don't know. But since I was free to make my own decision, I thought, well, why not give this a try? And I'm so glad I did, because my life just isn't the same anymore. It's wonderful. It's freeing. Never too late. No.